Hello and welcome to the results of Ronnie.com, MrRelationshipMan.com, DatingDiscussionsLive.com, and DatingDiscussionsPodcast.com. My name is Ronnie Walker, Master Coach of Exceptional Dating Relationships and Sex. And I'm going to go over something that I will go much more in depth on another episode. But really, I just want to come on here for a few minutes and really just share what I feel is a good foundation and something for men that I truly know and believe with everything in me could be used in the dating world. Now, here's one thing I've learned about working with men in many forms and fashion, be it personal, platonic, business, and just in the world of just coaching and consultation. Many men are a challenge to work with. Now, mind you, there are those who we just get along great, but there are those men who really we have a challenge in that we all want to be number one. We all want to be head honcho. We all want to be CEO. And the thought of listening to another person, especially when we think we know it all, then that there is a challenge. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is let you know that I acknowledge that there are many other men and women you could listen to that provide you something. But the fact that you're here tells me that you're at least curious. With a 30-year track record, I'm far from an amateur. Now, I can sit up here and post certifications and whatever. Does it really matter? Ultimately, no. But what I'd like you to do is just listen to what I'm sharing with you because I'm really coming from a place of wanting you to win in the dating, relationship, sex, and lifetime um, the lifetime person that you looking to be and the person you're looking to have in your life that I truly believe is going to give some credence because you've heard me say this over and over, gentlemen. And for the ladies that choose to tune in, that's fine as well. You can share this, make sure to a gentleman that you feel could benefit from this. But you've heard me say over and over and over that many people make dating a lot harder than it has to. They make the area of having a relationship, maintaining a relationship so much more difficult. And a lot of that comes from wanting the other person to change without them having to do the work. And because this whole defense mechanism is a survival thing that we do in order to prevent what can't really be prevented at times. So if you think that you can get into a relationship and at some point not feel vulnerable, then you really are someone who shouldn't be in the space of dating. That's just part of it, which is why I'm often talking about courage being the most powerful force in dating and in a relationship. So instead of making this a 2 hour, presentation, let me just go over 5 things that I truly believe that gentlemen, even if you feel that you know it all, even if you feel that some of you and you implement in your dating strategy at some point or another, let me just give you maybe another perspective to look at it, another way in which to engage yourself and engage the other person you're looking to include in your life. And I call it clear dating. It's an acronym. And here's something I really have to credit a woman, an incredible woman, for helping me put this into an acronym. I mean, there was some time that you go to some places and industries where you hear nothing but acronyms. But I really think that it really helps in communicating certain strategies in terms of development and what we're looking to accomplish. So this is something that I call clear dating. Men, I know we are wired to solve problems. And one of the goals in relationships, and I've spoken of this as well, and there you'll see some memes online and different platforms where women will talk to us and they're not really looking for a solution. They just want to be heard. They just want to vent. And yet in our minds, we're wired to sit here and try to find a solution and then wonder why we get cursed out in the end after we put out the solution. But that's just how we are. And again, this is something that I've had to grow and learn that sometimes I'm always then, so I'll have these conversations where I say, well, listen, are you talking to me because you want a solution or you just want me to listen? And that has saved me many an argument in the relationships that I've had, even with dealing with female friends. So in the space of dating, we're talking about being clear because men need to be clear. And if you're not, men, I need you to embrace being clear in the dating arena. Things have changed. We're at a space where you have now men and women changing the definitions. This is antiquated, that's antiquated. And I'm disagreeing on a lot of this stuff because I think certain things are very, very fundamental in getting to know each other, especially when we're talking about dating. So, as a man that talks about having an intention, one component of being intentional in dating and meeting that someone you want to spend the rest of your life with, you need to be clear. So, even though I'm saying this is something that you become, also make no mistake about it. Make sure that this is what she is being to you as well. You know, we're talking about reciprocity here. So this is very, 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 very important. So I'm not going to go too deep into each of the spaces when we're talking about clear dating, but I really want you just to get something to wrap your head around and just think about in comparing the results you're getting and the results you're going to get once you implement this. So clear dating, CLEAR, clear. So what is the first letter of clear? It is C. C is going to stand for capable. And see, when you listen to me and anyone who's heard me, spoke to me in terms of coaching or consultation, I'm all about self development because until you know who you are, then I can assure you that the person that you're looking to involve in your life, it's going to blow up at some form or fashion. You may be, you may have some compatibility sexually. You may be attracted to her. There may be some characteristics of her that you really enjoy. However, as you go on, you'll find some things that you'll realize that you're not in alignment with this woman. But before you worry about what she is, then you need to know who you are. And so this is what I'm talking about capable. Well, Ron, what is it talking about capable? I need you to be capable health wise, mentally. So make sure that if you're coming out of a situation where there was a long term relationship, marriage, or whatever, that you've spoken to someone professionally, coaching, therapy, so that you can make sure that your mindset is right to welcome someone in your life. You want to be capable financially. Now, does that mean every single date has to cost $500,000? No. But at the same time, you want to make sure that at some point you know that finances are going to be part of the conversation when we're talking about relationships. And what a woman wants to know, and we're not talking about the ones who says you got to spend $50,000 on them and private jets or things of that nature. We're talking about the basics. She wants to make sure that you're a good steward of your money. Bills are going to get paid. If you're talking about leadership, she wants to know that you're planning and have been planning for retirement. In the space of yourself. And of course, now you're looking to invite someone into your life. Where are you? Are you capable? Is this something that you're capable of doing? And because again, I did a live on Facebook about making sure that if you're not capable in certain areas, well, then take a pause from dating until you are. So you want to make sure you're health wise, mentally, physically. Are you in shape? Are you exercising? Because stamina is important. Sexual health is very, very important. And make no mistake about that, that is very, very important. Now, if it's not to you, that doesn't mean it's not important to her. And see, this is all part about being capable. Are you capable of date? Okay. So making sure that so you do that by knowing who you are. Okay. So now we're talking about the L in clear. The L means listenable. So you want to be heard as you should. But before you want to be heard, you want to make sure that you could hear. Also, you want to hone yourself into a space that, of course, not everybody's going to hear the same message the same way. Can you adapt in how you communicate to her? so that she gets it and what you're trying to say. Now, that doesn't mean it's always your fault because, again, you can't control how a person interprets what you're communicating, but making sure that when you tune in to listen to her, that she really sees that you truly are listening to her. A woman wants to be heard. I'm telling you, gentlemen, I'm telling you, gentlemen, I'm telling you, gentlemen. She wants to be heard. Are you good at listening? And this is something that you may have to work at. You may have to work at. And you know that's okay because it's all falling under being capable. Are you listening? Also, so here we're talking about the C, the L, and we're talking about, well, we did the, we did the C, we did the L, and now we're going to do the E. And that is engaging. Yes, a woman wants to be engaged. Not in terms of the ring. We're not talking about that. That's later down the line. But see, what we're talking about when we're saying you want to be engaging in that a woman really desires to be mentally stimulating. So how engaging are you as a man? Now, some of you said, well, man, I'm pretty much an introvert. Well, okay, so am I. That does not mean that the person that you are looking for in your life, who may also be an introvert, that doesn't mean that she doesn't want to be engaged, in terms of making sure that you present yourself in a way that mentally stimulates her. And that could be from conversation, the books that you read, the places you like to go in terms of locally, traveling, engaging in the foods. Let's say that, the drinks that you like to have if you're into adult beverages. So there are many things in which you can engage a woman with. And of course, you're going to have to if you're going to go on dates. So this is something that you're going to feel her out on because you may find out that what she requires in terms of engagement, that may not be your cup of tea. And that's okay. Doesn't make her a bad person, doesn't make you a bad person. But you want to make sure that you're in alignment with it because what I don't want you to do is not be who you are when trying to engage this, be an engagement with this woman. It's not healthy for you. And although you may have some temporary victory, this is not going to serve you long term. And what you may end up doing is resenting her and then resenting yourself because you're going to feel as though you've wasted some time. So we've covered the C, we've covered the L, we've covered the E. So let's cover the A. A is agreeable. Now, that doesn't mean become a yes man. What that means is I am asking you as a man to see that she's agreeable with you. Because of course I'm talking about men leading the relationship, you're leading the direction of the relationship. She's looking for your direction as you're dating and what those dates involve. She wants to make sure that you are clear on decision-making processes, conflict resolution. So when we're talking about agreeable, I want to make sure that you also acknowledge her strength and what it will be in that relationship as you two move on. If you're looking, because as men, we're geared to look so far down the line, is that there's a role that you want her to play. You have your standards. And again, if she is in agreement and alignment with that, then what is that? And are you agreeing to allow her to be that? Because some people, they want, it's like giving an example. It's like how they want someone to do something and then they're telling them how to do it the whole time. I said, if you're going to let them do it, then let them do it. So whatever that role or that place that you would like that woman in your life to be, then make sure you're both agreeing in agreement that you're going to allow her to be that without any interference with you. You're going to have the trust. You're going to work on that so that there is a little cohesion there. Because again, you all going to play a role and she's going to agree to that. You're both going to agree to that. And the same thing with her. So gentlemen, again, I get it. You want her to agree to who you are and the role and the space that you're going to play in this future relationship, well, make sure you're providing that as well. Okay. Again, just touching on this. So we've covered the C, capable. We've covered the L, listenable. We've covered the E, engaging. And we've covered the A. I just lost my thought. We covered the A, agreeable. I just said this. So, what is the R? What is the final letter and what does that represent? The R in clear is relationship driven. Now, hear me out. I and my platform are all about relationships, hence the term Mr. Relationship Man. Now, funny enough, I didn't give that name myself. Someone else, there's a woman that I remember we were in the discussion and talking about many things, and she kept saying Mr. Relationship Man because that's something that I talk about and have been talking about for 30 years. Now, some of you may not want marriage. I'm all for marriage. And while I do believe there is some tweaking that I truly believe needs to be done in the world of marriage, there are some of you who don't. But what you do want is a long-term commitment. Again, no judgment here. But in clear dating, gentlemen, when I talk about intention, I am talking about intention to build the relationship, for you to invest your time, your heart, your money, and your well-being in terms of who you are as a man and your purpose. If you're going to involve someone that you want to share and create new memories with, you do it going towards a relationship, because I truly believe this is what many men want. And also, this is what she's looking for. So be real clear in defining what a relationship is for you and have the discussions on what the relationship is for her. What does that mean? Define the relationship. Where are we going? And don't wait for her to say what that is. Now, she'll already have her answer, trust me, and you'll probably find out in the first date. She probably won't wait. But make sure that as the man, that you provide her without even her having to ask what that means to you. What is the purpose of being online, of approaching her at a party, in a bank line, wherever you met her? What is the purpose of you engaging her and asking her out on a date? What is the end goal? I'm assuming that this is about being in a relationship. So the men I'm talking to are men who are relationship driven. So this is just spending a few minutes in terms of what I believe is clear dating. Now, there are things that you may want to add on to this, and there are things that you figure, okay, again, Ronnie, I'm doing some of this, and this is what I am. Well, then, if you're still not getting the results, then really take some time to step back, pause, and reassess how you're going about it. Because you could still be going about certain things in a way that's not getting you results. So you just tweak it. And again, if there's a challenge in that space, then reach out to me for a consultation or coaching. And let's get you in this right mindset in clear dating. So again, I can go on, and I will on another episode and really dialing this down, because this can go pretty deep. Because I also want the ladies to know that are tuning in that the men are a lot deeper than you truly give us credit for sometimes, which is why when it comes to heartbreak, men tend to take it so much more harder than, women. So if we're relationship driven, then you really need to be all of these things: the C, the L, the E, the A, the R, clear in the clear dating. So again, I want to take the time to thank you for your support and tuning in. And if this is something that you feel that a gentleman can grow from and learn, well, then share this. Also, hit the notification bell and subscribe to the podcast on relationshipresultswithronnie.com. Also, MrRelationshipMan.com, Dating Discussions Live, where also you hear it from me, but also you hear from a woman who's more than qualified as well to give you what she feels is some things in her areas of dating, and she talks to the women. This is great. So you get to hear from a man and you get to hear from a woman. So, with that being said, my name is Ronnie Walker, master coach of exceptional dating, relationships, and sex. I thank you for taking the time to tune in, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care now. Bye bye.